Hello, Cryptonauts, and welcome back to another episode of Cryptocurrency Chat. I'm your host, Jake Javarelli, with co-host Blockchain John, although he is the original host. This is episode 518 on May 24th, 2023, a Wednesday, middle of the week, so we don't have those normal weird, end of the week wrap-up stuff. But let's just get into Pacific Bitcoin, which is going to be happening in October, the same time as our first venture to Blockchain Expo was last year, except it'll be in LA this time. What about Pacific Bitcoin, John? You got anything to say about it?
Yeah, so it's their second year making this happen here in California. It's gonna be nice. A lot of from what it looks like, it's gonna be twice as big as last year, because last year was just a test run, and it was a great success. They made profit, which is a good thing. You want these conventions obviously to make profit, so they can continue doing it every single year.
Right.
So they got a lot of speakers here, as we're showing on screen, and if you want to grab your tickets, you can pick them up now. They're about $500.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, the earlier you get them, the cheaper they are. The closer you get to this episode or the event, the more expensive they will become, up to about $1,000. I know $750 is the main price.
Yep.
And if you want to be a cool VIP and get that extra stuff, it's only $2,800 for the tickets right now, but it'll be closer to $4,000 as the day approaches. Oh, and by the way, no refunds. The refunds had to come before January, so if you bought your ticket like right after the last time, you could get them refunded. But no refunds as of right now. If you buy, you don't get any money back. So sorry.
So I'm showing some video on screen real quick. A few seconds of what happened last year. You can see 2022 here.
Yeah.
Yep. It's going to be pretty much the same exact thing like what you're seeing on screen here. I just want to show a couple seconds. Yep. So if you like this and you like pure Bitcoin stuff, this is the festival you want to go to. All right? Pacific Bitcoin.
Yes, it's not an expo. It's a festival because there's parties going on, right?
In Santa Monica, California.
Yep, at the big, huge, what was it called? Burn something or other. I can't think of what the name of the building is. It's a hangar that's at Santa Monica Airport, out on the side. So just so you know.
By the way.
What's up?
Episode 518.
Yep. No, I already said that. No, I said that at the beginning. All right, so let's get into the news. Starting with Michael Saylor in MicroStrategy in particular, earning early Bitcoin BRC-20 uses may be illegal. What? We need that as a sound. What?
Michael Saylor, MicroStrategy co-founder and executive chairman, has become one of the few Bitcoin maximalists to publicly embrace ordinals. What? Really? Ordinals is similar to NFTs. We talked about ordinals a lot, right?
Yep.
Over the past couple of weeks, ordinals and BRC-20 tokens have taken center stage as transaction fees skyrocketed, and we talked about this off air. That it is pretty much costing about $100 to $200 to make these inscriptions now. It is insane. They're competing with people that are creating daily transactions. So yeah, that's going to be an issue here in the near future if these continue to go. But we knew that this was going to be a problem. Now they just got to figure out how to solve it. And that's the amazing thing about software technology is that you can always improve it, man. There's always ways to improve it. And that's the beauty of Bitcoin.
Yes, always interesting ways. And in fact, that's the thing that we never knew it was going to hit so hard as ordinals did when they finally released the idea. And it was just like, oh, what? I can inscribe on a single Satoshi? How much was it costing? How much is a current? You said it recently.
I think there was a proposal for 10 Bitcoin.
No, that was the highest. I
don't think it's...
You said the highest cost right now is like $100, wasn't it?
For inscriptions?
Yeah.
$100 for regular inscriptions, and for what was the other one? Dark inscriptions or...
Oh no, that was the negative. Negative inscriptions were twice the price.
Cursed inscriptions.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are twice as much. Yeah, 225.
Yeah. Well, only because they're rare and they're probably not going to exist for very long once they figure out where to put them. So they're eventually going to take the negatives and put them back on the chain in the positive direction. They just have to find a place to plug them in. So, anyways, yes, the man himself seems to think that they're illegal, but that's just his opinion. Just because
however, if they're issued and regulated in an ethical and legal manner, he said, there's no issue. It all comes down to the use case and perception. He says, quote, "What if I was using them to tokenize all the stocks and ETFs trading on NASDAQ so that individuals can take personal custody of their shares of stocks instead of leaving them locked up with a..."
Dude, Ravencoin.
Exactly.
That's
There's
literally
all
what
kinds of
Ravencoin
ways.
was invented for.
Yeah, I think XRP is even trying to do that as well, right?
Mm.
Yep, I know.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's Ravencoin. It's the entire purpose of Ravencoin, and at that point, I really hope that Tron Black manages to get in front of that. If anybody else is trying to
Well,
do it,
he's been
'cause-
trying to. He's been tweeting about that over and over again. If you go to his Twitter, if you go to at Tron Black, you'll see all his tweets about how Ravencoin is better than Ordinals.
yeah. Well, I'm not just saying in ordinals. I'm just saying if you want to do the same thing that Michael Saylor is suggesting, you should be going at Ravencoin. It's cheaper. Just, I mean, I realize Bitcoin is the big papa of everything here, but Ravencoin exists. It's a coin, and it doesn't. And transaction fees are hella low on Raven. So, anyways, moving on to a problem with another centralized exchange, that being HotBit. HotBit shutters crypto exchange, urges users to withdraw funds. What? Did I just say that last time? I did. Yes, that's a long no, but it's still true. The team behind HotBit said centralized exchanges were becoming increasingly cumbersome. I don't think it's that. I think it's that the SEC is cracking down on these. If Bittrex went, I think HotBit was bigger than Bittrex. They may not be as old as Bittrex, but anyway, so you can still pull your funds out, but you can't trade them, and this is one of our friends found this out. They announced that they were halting the exchange. So the coins still exist, but you can't exchange them. And as you know, or probably when people are trying to, because when our colleague was trying to pull everything out, everybody else was also trying to pull everything out, so the costs were going up. And it's kind of problematic because, like I said, I wouldn't say I was a big user of HotBit, but I definitely had quite a number of coins over there.
See, this is worrisome to me, man, straight up, because I want to see, yes, even though they're centralized, I want to see more exchanges. I want to see more tokens distributed. The fear is that when you have the top few, just like what we have with centralized banks, we only have a top few handful of banks that control all the money in the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with crypto. You're only going to have a handful of exchanges that are going to control all the crypto. I don't want that. I absolutely don't want that.
Right,
That's
but remember,
horrible.
decentralized exchanges are a thing, and you can always do DeFi. So, I mean,
Yep.
you can always just do a wrapped version of whatever coin you're on. I mean, yes, it's not really the
Yeah.
coin, but
The onboarding and usability of DeFi needs to be much
yes,
easier.
yes, it is not. It's super complicated per DeFi kingdoms, but anyways, HotBit says you can still put your coins out until June 21st, 4 a.m. UTC. They're honestly, it feels a little weird. Like I said, I'm sure it has something to do with the SEC suing the pants off of every single exchange for trading unregistered securities, which is what they've claimed against Bittrex. Or maybe they're already accusing HotBit, and that's the reason HotBit is closing, because they're like, well, we don't want to be involved in this crap anymore. It's the SEC is making it hard for
I mean,
every centralized exchange.
It has to be really serious because this is a company that's been around
Yeah.
for over 5 years.
And not just that, they're
And they-
also a company that hit really hard by hackers, and they came back. I mean, most of the time when a company gets hit by hackers, it's a rug pull that they just don't want to admit to. So I was really bothered because they were offline for 3 weeks, but they came back, and they didn't lose anyone's money. It was rather impressive. It's something that is a testament to what I thought the validity of HotBit really was. They weren't just some fly by night. So.
A lot of users, man. 5 million users.
Mm-hmm.
I wish you had 5 million viewers. That would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
So, yeah, this is a quick little plug-in for HotBit. If you have a HotBit account, please take out your crypto
Yes,
now.
as we say in our
Not
T-shirts.
yesterday.
In fact, can you hold the T-shirts up in the stream?
Let me grab one. Hold on.
Okay. Yeah, we made these cool T-shirts for, which unfortunately I foolishly did not make until the last second, so we didn't get to wear them to the show. But at least John did receive them, and so now we can actually show them off and we can sell them. There's the back, and actually,
Nice quality. I love this. This is amazing.
and then there's the front.
Yeah, buddy. This is awesome, man. I'm going to wear this on Friday.
Cool.
So if you guys watching the live stream on Friday, I'll be wearing this.
Yeah. So not your creeds, not your crypto. That's our new shirt. We're going to be making more things like that probably. Actually, one thing we've been trying to do, and I realize I haven't been doing it enough, is making more stickers. People love stickers. John has a crap ton of stickers from the show, from the Blockchain Expo. I have been, when I've been out from the company for which I work, since it's not really, it has nothing to do with crypto. Although you can help by donating crypto to the company is one thing that they made available early on. They have these cool little stickers. Actually, I can't really show you one, but I might be able to find the image online. It just says hope, and it's got a really cool background picture. I actually have the T-shirt of the same image, and then at the bottom it says our website, and it's a cool thing to put on, like as a avant-garde kind of thing. Like if you're walking the streets downtown, wherever you happen to be, and you come upon a what's it called, the push button for crossing the street, or a lamp post, or a signal post for the traffic signals. You just put one of these stickers on there. People do it all the time. Obviously, the city can take them off if they want to, but to me, the people that need hope are the ones walking the streets. And I'm not saying every single person that's walking the streets. Some people walking the streets because they're not unhoused, but unhoused people and people who are struggling, they need hope. And putting a hope sticker with a website that tells you where to go to get hope is a good thing. So basically what I'm trying to make a point is people have stickers, and especially when they're fun stickers.
Thank you for your patronage.
So continuing on with a tornado of cash.
Gas developer can question Chainalysis at trial, says judge. What's going on here? Tornado Cash has been quiet for a while. Obviously, that's a case that happened last year, right?
Yep.
Let's see. In an unexpected turn of events, a Dutch court has ruled that Tornado Cash developer Alexei Pertsev can question blockchain analytic company Chainalysis in his ongoing money laundering trial. Detained in August 2022, Russian-born Pertsev was apprehended by the Dutch Fiscal and Information Service (FIOD) for allegedly aiding money laundering through the Ethereum-based decentralized mixing service Tornado Cash. The service allows for several users to pool cryptocurrencies together, mix them, and obscure their identities and previous transactions. All right, so last year when this came to fruition, where the government was shutting it down, there was a lot of uproar, a lot of backlash because code is an expression of freedom of speech. Yeah.
Yep. Yes.
Or it should be. It
is.
Apparently, the government thinks otherwise because there's this issue going on.
Because they don't want to have access to the back door. They want to be able to trace funds, and the problem with that is you're invading the person's privacy. And it's like, just because a person is suspected of being a criminal doesn't mean they are. And I'm not saying I'm defending criminals. It's just that if you take away the ability for people to have privacy, you don't just take it away from criminals. You take it away from everyone.
Yeah, you did mention before too that this is a tool. A tool can be used as a good thing
or a bad
or
thing.
as a bad thing, right?
Yep.
It's just a tool.
Yep.
Right. It doesn't mean that it is good. It is bad itself. It's just to be used by the user.
The tool has no motive. The tool has no motive.
Exactly.
It's the people who use it have motive.
It's like cash, right?
Yep, exactly.
If you're gonna ban that, then ban Bitcoin.
I mean, the primary use, literally, the primary use of Tornado Cash is to create privacy for transactions. Yes, it also happens to obscure where money is going when it comes to large transactions from the group like Lazarus Group out of North Korea. That doesn't mean that everyone else doesn't deserve the same privacy that criminals are getting. The sun shines on everybody. It shines on the bad and the good. So nobody's arresting the sun. Although I'm sure they would try if they found a reason to.
So Pertsev was released on April, a couple months ago. And he's going to be going to court. And now he gets to, from what it looks like, he gets to challenge Chainalysis on their research, on their investigation on these transactions. So, honestly, I am so for Pertsev. I really want him to come out of this successful. Again, I don't think Chainalysis is the bad person here either. Chainalysis is just doing the job that they were paid to do, which is to look at transactions.
Yep.
So I don't want to shame them either, right?
Right.
They're a company that does data tracking, transaction tracking.
Yep.
So yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Agreed.
Unfortunately, we'll see what happens in court. It's gonna be
moving on
same battle
to another. Well, I guess in this case he really is a criminal. He's not guilty until proven innocent. He's innocent till proven guilty. So Mr. Kwon, Do Kwon, Terra's founder, is back in jail in Montenegro. Apparently, his bail has been revoked. Less than 2 weeks after being granted bail and released on a house arrest, Bloomberg reports that Kwon is back in custody. What did he do? Did he lose another $60 billion of other people's money? Decision from 2 weeks ago released Terraform's former chief financial officer Han Chung-Jun on a $436,000 bail each. Well, I guess they have that kind of money because, I mean, that's $500,000 for bail. Ouch.
It says here, Kwon and Chung-Jun have been charged with forging official documents after trying to fly to Dubai.
Right.
From
They're basically trying to escape Montenegro so they can go and do more financial stuff in a place where there's lots of money, and they could probably get. It's like the what's his name? What is the name of the guy who did the Fire Fest? He's out of jail now, and he's literally doing the same thing that got him put in jail in the first place again.
Firefest? I don't know.
I can't remember his name. I'll look him up here real quick.
Okay, so while you do that, in February, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission filed civil charges against Kwon for violating the registration of anti-fraud provisions of the Securities and Exchange Act. The May 2022 collapse of Terraform Labs ecosystem was which included its algorithmic stablecoin Terra USD and governance token Terra Luna, set off the industry-wide panic, and other established firms crumbled. And obviously, that's where you get the whole. I guess you can say it was Celsius. It was what was the other exchange? Brain fart. Not Binance. It was not Bittrex. Not Kraken. So many exchanges. There was a couple exchanges there. Oh, 3AC was another one, right? 3 Hours Capital.
3 Hours Capital.
And there was a bunch of companies that 3 Hours Capital was invested with. Oh, actually, it's right here. There it is. 3 Hours Capital, Voyager Digital, and Celsius, BlockFi, FTX. They all fell. Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
So, anyways, the guy that I was looking for was Billy McFarland. He's the guy who was thrown in prison after defrauding investors out of $27.5 million from the kind of false and failed fire festival that happened in the Caribbean. And Caribbean, however you want to pronounce it. In any case, he's out of prison after serving 4 years, and as soon as he got out, he went right back to what he was doing, which was swindling people out of their money. I just can't believe, how do people convince others to give them their money? I struggle. I know I can sort of convince some people, but I have this moral aptitude thing that says I have to deliver on whatever it is I'm telling him and not just go and grab money, which is what Billy was doing. He was just taking money and taking money and taking money and not giving any of it back.
So yeah. I think the term that you mentioned, it was thrown in jail. That should be do it. Don't just walk him, throw him in
Pick
jail.
him up by his limbs and throw him into the prison cell.
You know what? Take it to the extreme. Let's do the Spartan kick.
This is Sparta!
Kicked into jail.
Yes.
Yeah, he was kicked into jail. Anyways, he's back out. I guess what I'm trying to say is, I was joking that it's pretty obvious by Do Kwon's attempt to forge documents to be allowed to be sent to, or be allowed to travel to Dubai, is that it's like Billy McFarland. He seems to only know how to swindle people out of their money. It's like, oh, I just need to go get more money and do more crimes. That's all I know. And it's like, can't you get money and do not crimes? Is that possible? And I guess the only question, I've heard this said by people who are still living in the gray area between the law and what they think is legitimate, is how do you know it's a crime until after it's done? And I will only agree to that statement by the way that it bothers me that one of the biggest lawsuits of all time was when Oracle decided they needed to sue Google because Oracle owned the JavaScript, or at least some of it, that Google was using. And it's like, if Google had never made any money off of that, Oracle would never have sued them. Because it wasn't about the code, it was about the money. Oracle wanted the money, so they made up some excuse to get it. And in that place, they changed APIs forever, making them no longer free, but that allowed people to pay for them. So I guess what I'm saying is it's all about the money. Isn't it always about the money? No, it's not always about the money. But apparently, for criminals, it's always about the money. It's never about the pride or the honor of doing the thing. No, it's about the money. Anyways, let's move on.
Just a quick little plug before we go to the next news.
Sure.
2 days ago was Bitcoin Pizza Day, where Laszlo, back in 2010, spent 10,000 Bitcoin for 2 pizzas. And here's a screenshot of those 2 pizzas with his kids and the transaction there.
A screenshot.
Thank you, Laszlo, for doing that. That was great.
This is John's excuse to use more sounds.
All right, SEC has no intentions of providing clear rules for crypto, Coinbase.
Of course.
Are you surprised?
Well, this is just their accusation. It's not a definitive.
Yeah. Coinbase accused the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission of deliberately ignoring its petition for adopting clear rules for the crypto industry, even though the decision has not been made public. In its latest filing, the Third Circuit of the U.S. Court of Appeals, Coinbase also pointed to public comments previously made by the SEC Chair Gary Gensler, saying that the SEC's and its chair's words and actions leave no doubt to the agency's plan. This gets really it's so frustrating and complicated. You know, what's the problem? There's just a lack of communication. All these exchanges, all they want, and that's what I think one of the big issues is why they're shutting down, because there's no transparency. There's no communication coming from the SEC. They're just like, you guys are gonna get sued. Well, yeah, tell us how we can be in compliance. Nah, well, you're just not in compliance because you're selling securities.
You just have to do the rules. Just do the rules, and that's the thing that's so sad when Gensler's kind of like, well, we provided you a way to do it. Just follow the rules. It's like, yeah, we would if we could. It's basically what they're saying.
The SEC has no intentions of engaging in such a rulemaking in the foreseeable future, and the decision may be unreviewable indefinitely unless the courts grants Coinbase's mandamus petition, the firm said in the filing. A mandamus order, also known as the right of mandamus, is a legal remedy used to compel the government's official or a public authority to perform a specific duty that they are legally obligated to do. The term mandamus is that word for we command, which is freaking beautiful, man. Keep doing that. Shove that mandamus up. Please. That's all, dude. How long have we been dealing with this with Uncle Gary? Since the beginning, right?
Yep. Since he took office.
Since he took office, right?
Yep.
There's still no change, no difference. It's the same BS.
Yeah, it's always the do it or else, and they're like, well, what am I supposed to do?
I don't own a business like that. I don't own an exchange. I could only imagine how Brian Armstrong feels about this. You know, it's frustrating. Yeah. This is absolutely frustrating. You know, that's why they want to leave the States. Forget it.
Actually, I would say that the reason that banks and other such institutions want to find rules is so they can figure out ways to get around them. But when the rules are unclear, it's hard to figure out how to undermine them. So, anyways, what can we say about Magic Eden?
Magic Eden will pay you to buy and sell Solana NFTs. This one is a curveball. I have no clue what is going on here. So let's take a peek here. You want to take this? Yeah.
So Magic Eden will be paying you, apparently, to buy and sell Solana NFTs. I mean, I'm not that surprised, but let's just say the multi-chain NFT marketplace Market Eden is putting more focus on its original home on Solana. That is where it started. And today, the firm announced a Chapter 2 initiative that will see Magic Eden further its open platform in various ways and even give traders free Solana for buying and selling NFTs. It sounds like not really a pump and dump, but kind of like a, hey, if you do this for Solana, you know, we get a kickback, so you get a kickback. You know, hey, build the market, buy and sell more NFTs, yada, yada, yada. But I'm sure there's some money to be made in there, else they wouldn't be doing it. Think about it. When you trade on a marketplace or on an exchange, what does the exchange do? Well, they make money off of every single trade you do. So, you know, if they're going to pay you, maybe they're just taking their fees and giving them back to people, making it free temporarily.
Yeah, and considering the fact that it's very expensive to move those inscriptions or those Bitcoin, Bitcoin inscriptions, it's pretty expensive. But in Solana, we already know it's just a few pennies.
A lot of people are inscribing on other coins. It's not just
Yeah, Litecoin is
Yeah,
another one.
Dogecoin is
another
getting it right. Litecoin's getting it. So
one. I think so, yes. Is Solana? No, I don't know if Solana.
I know Solana's doing it, but everyone, now that they know what inscriptions are and they're not just NFTs, they're like, "Oh, well, we can use this also because then it's permanent and it makes our blockchain gargantuan." So yeah, Magic Eden is encouraging people to participate and do more NFT trading. Obviously, there is money to be made across the board when it comes to NFTs. We know in the very beginning of NFTs, what a lot of people were doing was buying their own NFT and then selling it back to themselves.
Here's the reason. It's down. It's a little further down. Magic Eden's move comes amid the rise of a surging rival called Tensor, which has taken a leading share of Solana NFT market share at certain points over the last few weeks. Tensor offers a reward model akin to Blur, the leading Ethereum NFT marketplace. It's all about getting those shares, man. You got
Yeah, well, the market share is important too, right? Because the more you have of it, the more you make. So,
exactly.
Not that surprising. But how's Pepe Coin doing? Like I care. Should we talk about PulseX yet or no?
You want to pull it up? No. No.
All right.
It's not enough yet. It's still being ported over. There's still a lot of work going. It's active. PulseX is active. It's
yes.
there. Well, there's a lot of transitional hiccups. Let's say.
The Pulse token is out, and the PulseX is also out. And if you contributed by pegging coin to it, sacrificing the coin to it, it's not quite equivalent to the value you put into it because the price has fallen as of late. But you're right. There's a little bit of bugginess in the network. So, yeah. It's still something there. It's a neat. I'm always interested in diversification. You never really know what you're going to get. So I thought it was neat, but if you get into the exchange, you can actually exchange your PulseX for Hex.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
and they got the bridge going on now.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's where a lot of backlog is going on right now with PulseX. Is that once they activate the bridge, a lot of the transactions are kind of stuck on the network because there's a massive flood of transactions from all these different chains, all these different projects that are trying to merge into PulseX, and they can't get the transactions in fast enough.
Right.
So it's a little backlogged. They said once that stuff clears, once these projects move over and do the transition, then the network will
naturally level out. Right. So yeah, that's the news for Wednesday, May 24th, 2023. Thank you all for listening, and let me pull up the coin tree, which I forgot to do. Coin tree, there we go. So you can donate if you like to any one of the coins you see on your screen now. We're perfectly open to that. Probably not so much Evermore anymore since the value has dropped so much. But it's not like we won't accept it. It is coin after all. You can also come hang out with us on our Discord. You can also check out our content on Odyssey, on YouTube, most likely where you're seeing us anyways, on Spotify Podcast, Anchor, used to be called Anchor. Of course, check out John's tweets on Twitter, and you can contribute to us in fiat through PayPal or Buy Me a Coffee. So, thank you all for listening. We appreciate the thumbs up. We appreciate the likes, the clicks, the whatevers, and comments. Comments are also welcome as well. As we say at the end of every episode, stack sats and hodl. Adios.